This might just be the best AMOLED experience Garmin has ever delivered, paired with Fenix 8 level accuracy. But here's a twist, is it really worth the price? Here's my review of Garmin Venu X1. Let's inspect. Hey, so good to meet you. I'm Michael, and lately this is what's been keeping me busy, the Garmin Venu X1. Therefore, today I want us to make a deep dive and talk about performance, real-life strengths, and where it falls short. And I've collected a lot of analytical data, and of course would make reference to the super famous Fenix 8 line, but also talk about how it compares against the Apple Watch Ultra line, because it's not just yet another new Garmin device, it's their boldest move in years. So let's break it down. Let's go and inspect some health tracking related information. Heart rate monitoring, SpO2, stress, sleep, it covers all these essentials. The sensor on board is Garmin's Elevate version 5 and it delivers solid accuracy in day-to-day use. Sleep tracking, it's good. It's on par with the Fenix 8 in most cases, but it's not flawless. I've noticed occasional mismatches in sleep stages compared to Whoop 5 or Oura Ring Force entries. Yet the section about health is superb. There are so many great insights and there's hardly anything you wouldn't like. Since battery life is much better than most Apple Watch line members, the Venu X1 seems to me a much more reasonable choice about long-term health tracking. I'd say Garmin has done a great job, because you get rich insights without the intrusive feel, and wearing it overnight is effortless, credit to the ultra-light build. Now, health tracking is good, but where it truly shines is the sports tracking. I did, of course, a side-by-side test with the Polar H10 chest strap, and the heart rate data was almost identical. Really impressive for a wrist-based sensor. And since we talk about workouts, this is Garmin, and the brand is still in a league of its own, offering the broadest workout ecosystem, tons of little fine-tunings based on the input of thousands of athletes over the years, and very customizable experience about any sport that you want to practice and track. You're gonna find almost the same list of workouts as you would get with their most premium watches, and as mentioned, the V5 sensor is absolutely great in terms of readouts. But not everything is that perfect. GPS accuracy? A bit of a letdown. Without a dual-band GPS, cloudy days or tight city streets will throw off the route tracking. Here's an example that makes me a little nervous, because I haven't seen such a mismatch in at least 3 or 4 years. On the left, you can see the Venu X1 input, and it is a routine I have each and every week for the last decade. The Fenix 8 has never had problems marking the right spots where I'm running, so yeah, something to be a little worried about, and I hope that Garmin may improve the accuracy with some firmware tuning in the future. Still, you get full access to maps, turn-by-turn navigation, training load, recovery time, all the goodies you could expect from a Fenix line, and the best part, even if you're a hardcore mountain athlete, the Venu X1 keeps up just fine. Time to talk about the design now. Out of the box, it's classic Garmin experience. Minimal packaging, no fluff. The watch itself, sleek, thin, unbelievably thin, and very modern. The bezel, however, is partially made of plastic. That's a bold move, one that keeps the weight down, but also might disappoint some if expectations about long-term durability are really high. But don't you worry about the lugs, because the back is made of titanium and feels rock solid. On the wrist, wow, it's crazy light, super comfortable. I genuinely enjoyed wearing it, even during sleep. The strap is soft and secure. One thing to note, the glass sits slightly above the bezel, so it's more exposed than the Fenix models. As for the most interesting technical specs in a nutshell, we should mention the 2-inch AMOLED screen, the up to 2000 nit peak brightness, which is unconfirmed by Garmin. The thickness is just 7.9 millimeters, weighs only 34 grams, which makes it insanely lightweight, sapphire crystal and titanium back, the Elevate V5 heart rate sensor, red and white flashlight, inbuilt, offline maps and routing, speaker and microphone for Bluetooth-relayed phone calls, and 32 GB of internal accessible storage. These specs mean that it is one of the most advanced and accurate wearables that we have seen released by Garmin to date, which also means that it is supposed to be one of the best and accurate sports trackers on the market right now, as it looks like it takes most of the good aspects of the Fenix 8 line, and in some areas it even beats the Apple Watch Ultra, yet in a so much thinner case. If I'm not mistaken, this is supposed to be the thinnest smartwatch with a GPS inside. And I also very much like the rectangular form. My opinion has always been that those rectangular shaped displays could host a lot more information and also offer much greater visibility, so seeing Garmin deploying such one with the Venu X1 is kind of a good reassurance to this statement. Yeah, the display is where Garmin finally got it right. This AMOLED is stunning, vivid, bright, super legible outdoors. At around 2000 nits it punches way above its class. Yet at moments, the colors look to me a little weird, so although I feel it is by far the best we've seen by Garmin yet, the Huawei Fit 4 line, the Apple Watch Ultra and some Samsung wearables seem to still be a little better. But the size? Yeah, I guess releasing a mini or a light version at some point will make good sense. Animations are buttery smooth and the entire user interface feels tailored for this type of screen. Connectivity is strong, Bluetooth, ANT+, you can connect external heart rate straps, cycling sensors, even gym equipment. Garmin Pay is available via NFC, no cellular option, but that's expected for a Venu model, and yet another category where it kind of matches Garmin's best. Now let's talk about the battery, and this is where the Venu X1 disappoints. With always on display active, I was getting around 3 days, maybe 3.5, sometimes a bit less. That's about half of what I get with the Fenix 8. Without AOD, Garmin claims up to 8 days, which feels a bit optimistic, unless you're using it mostly in non-smart mode and don't trigger the GPS-tracked activities that often. Charging? Same reliable Garmin cable as before, no surprises there, but maybe about time for Garmin to consider induction-based charging. If we may talk about the software experience now, this is the opposite of the battery. I absolutely loved it. Garmin has finally refined their user interface for AMOLED screens. It is clean, fluid, incredibly customizable, the fonts are big, the data fields are sharp, and it all just feels intuitive. It's what I wish they had done for the Fenix AMOLED series, because the Venu X1 feels right. Honestly, I can't praise this part enough, it's a joy to use, but experience is somewhat hindered with the iPhone users. For Android, besides listening to music, you can also use the speaker and the microphone for receiving and making Bluetooth-related phone calls. This feature is restricted when the watch is paired to iOS device. Also lacks the flexibility with notifications. What I'm showing here in terms of responses, the keyboard and so on, will likely never show up if you manage the watch with iPhone, because Apple. Thinking of software, here's a smartphone app, Garmin Connect, which is, well, Garmin Connect. Some great analytics, deep training data layout that we've all come to know. Still not a fan of the paywalled features. Well, who is? Especially after paying a premium for the watch itself. But overall, the ecosystem remains one of the best. I feel that this time we're having a rather short drawbacks list. The battery life, which is mediocre by Garmin standards, there is no dual-band GPS, and the price feels expensive. In the end, it feels like the Garmin Venu X1 is something that no one was really expecting, and the good part, it takes the best out of the Garmin Fenix 8 AMOLED line and brings the overall user experience on a totally new level thanks to the super good software optimization, especially towards the form factor of this lovely display. So my opinion is that if you don't mind the rugged less design and the fact that the battery life is twice less than most Fenix 8 AMOLEDs, and probably the steep price, this could be the best, advanced, premium feeling, sport-oriented smartwatch of 2025. Do you agree? Do you not agree? Let's talk about this in the comment section below the video. Is this smartwatch really having a chance against the Apple Watch Ultra and all other competitors given its super thin design? That's everything I wanted to share with you in regard to the Venu X1. If you have any questions, remarks, comments, or probably constructive criticism, I'm happy to read about all of that in the comment section below the video. Thank you very much for watching this episode until the end. I put really a lot of effort in these videos, so some support from your side would be greatly appreciated. Give me a like and subscribe if you enjoyed this far. And if you want to support my work even further, check the video description area. Thanks for watching, live a healthy life, and I'm Michael the TechMishka. Hope to see you in the next video. Bye.